To photograph a thing is to make a connection with it. My New Year's resolution for 2021 was to read one new book every 2 weeks. And I finished my first book a few days ago. The title was Your Atomic Self, with the subtitle, The Invisible Elements That Connect You with Everything Else in the Universe. It's by a scientist and a writer named Curt Stager. I think a very brief summary of the book could be, we are made of atoms, atoms are made in stars, and our bodies are participating in an ongoing exchange of atoms between ourselves and everything around us. And science has the tools to follow these atoms as they go between rocks and plants and people. Astonishing. In December of 2020, I had an email exchange with a friend of mine named Luis. He's one of the kiteboarders, and they had been out kiteboarding on a cold December day, and I had been there to photograph them. And I sent Luis a picture of him that I had taken. And he emailed back to say thank you. And in his email, he wrote that when he's out on the water, he feels connected to the universe in a way that is hard to describe. And so I emailed him another picture of him from the same day with a note that said, perhaps this picture can describe the experience you're having in a way that words cannot. There's a quote from Dr. Stager in his book that says, "We do not make the atoms that sustain us, but merely borrow them from our surroundings." Each chapter in the book explores a specific example of the continuous and cycling exchange of atoms between non-living and living things in our world. The atoms that make our body are constantly being lost to the environment and replaced with new atoms from our environment in an intimate connection between us and the universe. One interesting example that Dr. Stager writes about in the book is the iron atoms within massive clouds of dust that blow off of the Sahara Desert. Something like 200 million tons of dust every year blow off the Sahara Desert, go westward across the Atlantic Ocean on a trip around the world. And as the wind is blowing this dust, it's filtering down to the surface of the earth, and some of it lands on a coffee plantation in South America, where the iron atoms in that dust are taken up by coffee plants and into the coffee beans, which then get sent to your grocery store, wind up in your body, in your red blood cells, where they transport oxygen through your arteries. These iron atoms, like the atoms of all elements, originated billions of years ago in the explosion of a dying star. And on their multi-billion year journey, they have been part of many different things. They may once have been transporting oxygen through the arteries of a lion in Africa. They may once have been part of a meteor orbiting in our solar system, and it collided with Earth's atmosphere, burned up, the dust from the meteor drifted down to the surface, and the atoms of iron in it became part of the Earth's global atomic exchange. The iron atoms that are transporting oxygen through your body now will leave in a few months and become part of something else. The cycle just keeps going. Some of my other kiteboarding friends, Ben, Tim, Paul, have also on occasion told me about their feeling of being connected to something bigger while they're out on the water. I think this is a common experience for all people and in all different sorts of situations. Dr. Stager's book reveals the physical reality behind our very real connection to the universe. Please click the subscribe button to my YouTube channel if you want to hear about more books that I read in 2021. And while you're there, please click the like button. Thanks.